Look, certainly, I think the current trajectory of the ANC has been that it was going to drop down. I think we did not anticipate the double-digit drop in the electoral fortunes. But if you also look at the provinces, they've also dropped quite considerably, losing as well KZN, losing obviously the Western Cape that's been gone for a while now, and of course losing Gauteng. These are the major sort of economic hubs in the country, especially of course your Cape Town, Johannesburg, and Durban. So that's been quite interesting to watch, and I think it's going to be interesting as they then move into the coalitions, determining what should be done, they should partner up with, and who should then form part of parliament and cabinet.
Yeah, it is, to your point, probably a real judgment on how people feel about the lack of progress, the lack of jobs. I think it's the highest unemployment across Africa, in South Africa. The corruption. Who are they likely to look to form a coalition with that will provide those answers to people?
Look, let's put it this way. I can't sort of give a direct or definitive answer. Let's look at it this way. If you're going to partner up with the DA, issues around the rule of law, I think they're looking to establish or to stabilize issues around corruption, at least reining in on corruption, especially looking at your municipalities and then the provinces, especially then looking at the issues around the tender system. So that would be one of the reasons why the ANC, I think, would then go with the Democratic Alliance. And of course, they have the sort of considerable public image as them being the more efficient party, that they're able to deliver services given what they've done in the Western Cape. But of course, if you want to then go with the EFF, if they go with the EFF, you are looking at issues, at least what EFF brings to the party is that they are much more ideologically grounded. They understand policy issues around energy policy, which has been something that's been troubling South Africa. I think there'd be common ground between the EFF and the ANC, therefore. And I think in the eyes of the public or citizens, it would seem as if the ANC is being consistent with its historical mission around issues of the Freedom Charter, around ensuring that people are able for their constitutional rights to be secured. So it depends how you go. There are other sort of subjective issues we can talk about around the personalities, but I think those are the sort of overarching issues that you might have to look at in terms of who you go for. But of course, if you go for the DA, that the ANC goes with the DA, it may be a problem that a lot of people inside the ANC will leave and jump to the MK party of Jacob Zuma. So obviously that would undermine the ANC both in parliament and its ability to constitute cabinet. So we'll have to see. A lot of things still hang in the balance for them.
Yeah, interesting. Did the EFF not say that they would not accept Cyril Ramaphosa as president?
Look, that's the MK party, the one that belongs to former President Jacob Zuma. There's a lot of discourse around that this is the ANC of Cyril Ramaphosa. So obviously they make a distinction between the ANC and the ANC of Cyril Ramaphosa. But on the part of the EFF, it has always just been a matter of that they want the Minister of Finance, of course, given to the Floyd Shivambu, who's the Deputy President. But yes, it has been the MK. It's going to be difficult. But as well, the Secretary General, Mr. Mbalulu of the ANC, has made it quite clear that that's not on the table. They're not going to take out President Cyril Ramaphosa. That's not part of the negotiations. So I think they've already eliminated the possibility of a coalition with the MK there.
Indeed. Okay, so what do you think would be the most palatable to the majority of South Africans in terms of the stabilisation of a country that has just got so much hope?
Yeah, look, that's another difficult one. These are not easy questions. And I think the country split, to be honest with you. I think a lot of people do want secure communities, so issues around violence. People do want employment. That's a big issue, especially after COVID. And people do want a health system that is working. And to be honest with you, that can work with either the EFF or the Democratic Alliance. But I think the most difficult one that the ANC, if they went to the DA, that would be very difficult, given that it is not consistent with the ANC's own vision of South Africa. So I think the more palatable one for voters, I suspect, would be with the EFF.
And Jacob Zuma's party, wants to challenge the results. Are there concerns that there's going to be unrest stoked by the Zuma camp?
Look, a few years ago in 2021, I think June, July of 2021, there was a lot of unrest. And that unrest surrounded former President Jacob Zuma and his court case. And similarly, of course, the security cluster of cabinet is worried about the rerun of that happening. So obviously, that's quite a problem. But I think the security cluster has been able to announce on what they are going to do, that the country is ready and prepared. And they've put boots on the ground, of course, as is ordinary with our elections. You have the Defense Force assisting us. They've put boots on the ground in the KZN where it started in 2021. Whether they're going to go after the elections constitutionally or through the court system, we'll see. There's also been discussions on the part of the MK that instead they will not attend parliamentary. They're going to not involve themselves in those activities. And I think that's going to be difficult because legislatively, it may mean that they forfeit their position if it goes on too long that they do not attend parliament. So we'll have to see what sort of options they do take, but they do certainly have options. The IEC did have until Wednesday to finalize all the results, but they finalized them yesterday. So I do think they have a little bit of leeway to argue that reasonably.
Yeah. Great to get you on, Thapelo. Interesting time as it plays out. We're watching with interest. Thank you.
Thank you again. Take care.
You too.